Here's Business Spotlight from your local voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990. And here's your host, George Bryant.
Good morning and welcome till Tuesday. This is one of my favorite days of the week because we get to talk growth with Triumph Bank and our special, always beautiful host, Tracy Strickland, in the studios.
Good morning, George. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You know, we've had a great series now going where we really get to look inside Triumph Bank and all the great things that are going on with the employees and the services that you guys offer to the Mid-South. But really, it's about being a community, a local community bank. And I'm so impressed with that. And today is a special day. You guys have been working up to
Seems like we've been talking about this for months. Our Business Triumphs event is this afternoon at 3:30. We might have a couple of seats left, so if you want to go to our website, triumphbank.com, and still there's a few hours left to register, we'd love to have you.
And it's free.
Come and join us. It is free. It's at the FedEx Institute of Technology on U of M's campus. And it's going to be a fantastic event. We've had our different panel speakers, over the past few weeks come and join us. But today I have our keynote. Didn't get to have him earlier because he flew in from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, just to join us. This is Rob Wolfe. We've been friends for a long time. We used to work together at a previous firm that I was at before I joined Triumph a few years ago. And he's got a lot of credentials. I'll share a few before I formally introduce him. Of course, he's a certified financial planner, but he's also a certified business exit consultant. And that's a new designation that he has received over the past year or so. And so when we were thinking about starting this event and putting it in place, Britt Boatwright, our chief banking officer, said we really ought to focus on the fact that a lot of our businesses our business owners are selling their businesses, transitioning to a family member, and maybe we should have this exit strategy focus. So I asked Rob to join us, and I'm thrilled to have him.
Thank you, Tracy.
Welcome. You've been obviously a very successful wealth manager for 26 years.
26
started
years.
when you were 10, I'm sure. And but you formed this new firm called Integritas Transition Consultants recently, the past couple of years. And can you talk about what inspired you to start it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Very nice to meet you, George.
welcome to our studios, Rob.
Thank
It's
you
great
very
having
much.
you in.
Yeah, so I have been in the wealth management business this is my 26th year. And as part of comprehensive wealth management, I tended to focus on a lot of business owner clients. And my client base has well over, almost 2/3 of my clients are business owners. And I was doing what most great certified financial planners do. We do forward-looking cash flow projections to try to help the client figure out if they're financially independent. And in hindsight, I realized that I was doing something that wasn't necessarily best for the client, which was, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Client, how much is your business worth? And they would give me some number, like $20 million. And I didn't bother to ask them where they came up with that number. They just gave me that number. I wrote it down. We built it into our financial calculator engines.
Just assuming it was right.
Just assuming it was right. And then I went the next step to say, well, okay, great. How much is it going to grow between now and when you plan on retiring over the next 5 years, 10 years, whatever? And how much is it going to grow? And therefore, how much will it be worth on a net after-tax basis at your magical age that you've drawn a circle around, age 65 or 62 or whatever it is, and just built it into the plan as if it was fact. Well, guess what? It's not fact. The 20 million that they thought about on the front end, probably a fictitious number because that's what they want, not necessarily what the business is worth.
Exactly.
And as a result, the impetus behind creating the company was I saw a tremendous need in the marketplace that wasn't really being addressed. There are a lot of companies out there that will help a business owner sell his or her business. And if it's a smaller business, that could be a business broker, and all the way up to the upper echelon, 100 million plus valuation businesses, then you start getting into really high-end specialty investment banking firms. But what I didn't find was a company that could help a client of mine that I could refer my clients to actually prepare their businesses for that transition.
Wow.
So I thought, what a great opportunity to create a blue ocean strategy to help clients in a space that they may not even know they need help, yet they clearly desperately do.
Exactly. Well, you've always been this full service wealth manager, always thinking about what's the best advice. And now you're able to bring on this other side of the business that's flourishing. So congratulations.
It really is. It's been fantastic. And, I'm really just trying to start, for starters, raise awareness.
Right.
That as a business owner, you may have a ticking time bomb, and that may sound a little overly dramatized, but a ticking time bomb meaning, hey, there are all these great factors that are coming together that make today one of the best, if not the best times to be a seller of a transferable, successful business than any other time in our country's history.
Wow.
We're talking with our special guest, Rob Wolfe, today, and Tracy Strickland with Triumph Bank. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more to Tracy and Rob. You're listening to The Voice right here on Tuesday morning. And The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM, now on FM 107.9 and AM 990.
The Memphis Daily News Report, credible, reliable, always unbiased, the Daily News. Shelby County Books from Birth has merged with Porter Leith. Both share the objective of helping disadvantaged youth children. Porter Leith's Early Childhood Network serves more than 6,000 children, and the Books from Birth program reaches more than 46,000 children, mailing out age-appropriate books each month. Harding Academy is consolidating its senior kindergarten through 12th grade into one main campus starting next school year. Harding has invested $5 million in improvements to the Cherry Road campus and plans to make more. Little Harding will remain open at the Cordova and East Memphis locations. Phil Trineri, former CEO of Pinnacle Airlines and current Greater Memphis Chamber President and CEO, has been appointed to the Federal Aviation Administration's 13-member Management Advisory Council. The council advises the FAA's senior management on policy, spending, long-range planning, and regulatory matters. For these stories and more, make sure you pick up a copy of the Daily News Report. You'll find it everywhere around Memphis, and you can read the online edition at memphisdailynews.com.
Talk Memphis, oh please, talk Memphis.
Hi, this is George Bryant, General Manager of The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990, with a special announcement. If you're an expert in your field, if you represent an organization, if you think you can help Memphis become a better place by sharing your life experience on family, environment, health, relationships, government, home improvement, raising pets, whatever your passion is, give me a call. If you've ever wanted to have your own radio show or podcast, now is the time. We have immediate openings, so call me today. You can be the host of your own show, a show that you own. Talk to Memphis on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990. My number is 901-261-4200, extension 228. That's 261-4200, extension 228.
And now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Welcome back to our studios for our Business Spotlight we're doing with Triumph Bank. Let's talk growth. And in our studios, Tracy Strickland and her special guest, Rob Wolfe.
Thanks, George.
Welcome back to our studios.
Thank you. I'm so excited to have Rob here, and we've been talking about this event for months now, I guess, so glad to have you in Memphis. One part about Rob is that he's also becoming an author. He's going to be publishing his first book early next year, all about exit strategies, and it's raising awareness for business owners to have that front of mind. In fact, we were talking to a business owner at the restaurant. We had all the panelists there together, and she had told us that one of the best pieces of advice that she was given when she started her business was to immediately start thinking about, okay, what is your exit strategy going to be? And it's so important. But I want you to share, can you give us a sneak peek maybe about what might be in your book?
Sure, Tracy.
Okay.
First of all, the idea of classic Stephen Covey, beginning with the end in mind.
Yeah.
Too many successful people forget it because it worked when they did it and when they focus on it, but so many times they forget about it. Life gets in the way, business gets in the way.
Right.
Let me tell you, writing a book is really hard. I didn't think it would be nearly as hard as it is. In fact, I kind of thought I might be done with it by now. But,
well, you've been, working and running your practice, so yeah.
Yes, starting new business.
Yes, exactly.
But as far as writing the book, my goal was to I almost had a Jerry Maguire moment, and I'll talk about that a little bit today. So I don't want to give away everything that I'm talking about today as the keynote. That'll hopefully give some people out there the incentive to come in and register and come to the program. It's going to be a great program. But as far as the theme and the main impetus behind the book, want to raise awareness. Right. Again, make business owners realize that they should be very proactively analyzing what their options are. Okay. And the more time they have between now and when they want to exit, it will help them open up their options and increase the likelihood significantly of having the outcome that they want. I mean, at the end of the day, every business owner is going to exit their business voluntarily or involuntarily, vertically or horizontally. Everybody is exiting their business. Right. Nobody's getting out of this life with, you just understand. Right, exactly. So as a result, the converging factors that make today such a great time, we have an aging population. Everybody's getting older. Can't believe we're already in the fourth quarter of 2017. Feels like we just rang the bell on 2017. So we have an aging population. A disproportionately large amount of businesses are owned by these older, aging people. In fact, about 70%, depending on how you define small business, could be 60 to 70, 75% of small businesses are owned by baby boomers. And most of them need to extract significant value or monetize their business in order to be okay personally on a financial side. Right. Exactly. Yet most of them don't have any plans in place to do it. And there's also never been more money on the sidelines looking to buy high-quality businesses. So all those positive converging factors, again, want to raise awareness in the book. The second is, well, how the heck do you do this? And I think one of the greatest impediments that business owners have is, even if they know they should be thinking about it or doing something about it, they don't know where to start. Right. And I think the industry that my business, Integritas Transition Consultants, is in, is a fairly new industry in terms of helping clients prepare their businesses for sale versus just trying to sell them. Right. And as a result, there are a lot of major issues and challenges that clients could face from a negative perspective if they don't move swiftly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that's what we've been really talking about with our panel. It's so crucial that a business owner has a team of advisors that can bring that expertise, because their focus every day is running their business, taking care of their team, trying to reach their goals. And many of them have never sold a business. I know, some of our panelists have bought and sold several, but for most people, the normal business owner, they've never gone through this. It was their lifelong dream. How are they going to pass it on? How are they going to let go? How are they going to get the greatest value from that? So to have an expert like you, like our other panelists, to be able to guide them through that process, they have to make it as successful as they can, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of times business owners falsely get lulled into a false sense of security, thinking that the successes that they've had in the past will just continue into the future. Hey, my business has just tripled over the last 5 years, so now we just fast forward another 5 years, boom, going to have another triple. Wow. Not realizing that technology or other factors can eviscerate their business in a nanosecond. I mean, I'm dating myself, but I remember buying records at a music store. Oh, yeah. I remember going to Blockbuster and standing in line to rent a movie. Yes. And if they even had the one I wanted today, I just go sit in my chair, click a button, I download it, boom, I'm watching whatever I want. Exactly. And you can go on and on and on. The list of businesses that have just wiped out by technology, let alone things like legislative changes, regulatory changes. I mean, there are massive regulatory changes happening in the financial services industry right now as we speak. And they are projected to drive about 20% of the people that are in our business out of it. And not temporarily, forever. Wow. Forever.
That's so scary. Well, let's talk about the timing, because you're working with several business owners right now. And then, obviously we've talked about keeping that exit strategy in mind, but you want to talk about the timing, like when somebody truly should get those advisors in place and start that process?
So if we were able to create a time machine and have people go back in time, the answer would be back Day there one. Somewhere. Yeah. But since I haven't figured that one out, and I don't think anybody else has, the second best time would be today. And again, no matter how much time you have between now and your exit, the more time you give yourself, the higher the likelihood of making your business more transferable, perhaps at a higher multiple, and with better tax implications. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you sell your business for, because a lot of people forget that there are three parties in every transaction. There's the buyer, there's the seller, and then there's the U.S. government, or if you're in a state that has
Yep.
a state income tax, also the state and perhaps even local
Yes, exactly.
government. So there are three parties of every transaction. So the sooner the better.
I'm sorry, Rob, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I have clients that, they want to engage us because they want to sell their business yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a little more challenging. And we try to have them tap the brakes a little bit and slow down and say, hey, let's look at your business through the lens of a potential buyer to identify risks and challenges that will make them run for the hills or at best give you a low ball offer. It's kind of like wanting to sell a house, right? If you just want to sell your house but you don't prepare it, you might have a fantastic house, but the likelihood of you getting lucky, and that's what it would take, to get the highest price that you could possibly get had you otherwise done some planning and some primping and some
staging, decluttering, that sort of stuff. Yep.
Exactly. And selling a business, I'm oversimplifying it, is similar to that in that regard.
Right.
We're talking with Rob Wolfe and Tracy Strickland with Triumph Bank. Let's talk growth. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll pick up this conversation. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
The voice for the Mid-South, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Andrew Clark Sr. is back on the air. Make your plans to listen every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. and Sunday afternoon from 3 to 5.
Hello, Memphis. Andrew Clark Sr. here. Conservatism is the day. We'll talk about Trump. We're going to talk about the truth, the DACA situation. Keep listening.
Saturdays at 11 a.m. and Sundays 3 to 5. Brought to you in part by Herbie Systems. Live and local right here. FM 107.9 and AM 990.
I'm Ed Parami, the owner of JanPro, the franchise that helps you be your own boss. JanPro is now the fastest growing franchise in the entire world for the second year in a row by Entrepreneur Magazine. We are growing so fast we need new business owners right here in Memphis right now. So if you want to be your own boss and open your own business, call JanPro at 901-683-4900 to see just how easy it is to be your own boss. For as little as $950 down, you can be a part of JanPro. Don't waste another minute. Call 901-683-4900.
And now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Welcome back to our studios as we talk growth with Triumph Bank and Tracy Strickland, and also her special guest in the house, Rob Wolfe. We're talking about an exciting day today. We've got a workshop that's going on this afternoon around 3:30. It's free. You've heard this great conversation about exiting your business strategy. Also, buying businesses are going to be part of that conversation
Without
as
a
well.
doubt. There's always the other side of the transaction, and we've got a couple of business owners. We've had them on the show, Mike Bruns and Mitchell Spurlock, who have gone through that process and had different experiences, sold to different entities. So to be able to get their perspective as those real life business owners that have lived that and have seen the issues that come and the pitfalls that will happen and how they've been able to overcome them is going to be great. We also have Chip Marston. He's been traveling a great deal, but he's the chief manager at the Marston Group, which is a great CPA firm that focuses with business, works with business owners every single day and has a business valuation arm to their practice. And then Jeff Meskin, we got to meet him finally last night. We've talked to him for months, but he is a partner at Brown Brothers Harriman up in New York City. He lives in Memphis part-time. I think he serves on the board at MUS, we heard last night. But he also is an investment banker and works with private equity firms to help buy those businesses. And he's very familiar with the money on the sidelines, ready to invest in businesses. So he's going to talk about that. And then Mary Helen Owen from Ferris Babango. We had John Babango come in the other day. He called me Friday at 3:30 and said, I have this massive transaction and we have to meet with the business owners Monday and Tuesday out of town. And the only days they're out of town, they're in the country, is this week's. But his partner, Mary Helen, is going to join us, and I've known her for almost 20 years, and she is incredibly smart and involved in a lot of these transactions as well. So, but to have Rob come and give this keynote, I really think even if business owners haven't even turn that switch in their brain. Like, I just started my business. Why would I want to talk about exit strategies? Well, I think we've proven that it's very important that you're always thinking about it, even though it may not happen for 10 to 20 years. But to get that information, to hear from these experts when you're living and breathing your business every day, and sometimes it's hard to get out of the weeds to think about those bigger things. So thank you, Rob, for coming to bring your wonderful insights. You want to share anything,
Sure.
Any other tidbits?
I had the pleasure of meeting all of the other panelists last night, and I am blown away, impressed by the group that you and Will and Britt put together for the panel discussion. So to the extent you're a business owner out there in the audience and you haven't already signed up for this, I think you'll get a lot of value out of this. At the very, very worst, you'll be exposed to some great perspectives from people that have either already bought and sold countless businesses or consummate professionals who have helped other business owners do the same. So, Tracy, how would somebody get there again?
So obviously you can just, walk in about 3:15 to the FedEx Institute of Technology. It's on Innovation Drive, right around the corner from the Holiday Inn on Central on the U of M campus. But we're in the zone. We'll have a registration table right up front. You can walk in, or if you want to register online, you can do that till about noon today. So it's triumphbank.com. The top header, you just click that. There's a really quick form, and we'll get you set up to attend and join us. Then, of course, we'll have a wine and beer reception after. So stay, and you'll get to personally meet Rob and our other panelists and chief executive officers of the bank and all of our other commercial bankers, because we'd love to get to meet you.
It's a great time. Rob, we're going to have to end this and look forward to hearing more this afternoon in the workshop. What's so exciting, I think, is that it's a good time. If you're even thinking about it, there's money on the sidelines. The economy is good. There are buyers out there if you're even thinking about selling your business.
Absolutely. There has never been more money, dry powder they call it, on the sidelines. And just within the private equity fund world alone, the most recent number I've seen is just a shade under 900 billion with a B, 900 billion. So that doesn't take individual wealthy families or family offices or other businesses that are looking to buy businesses or publicly traded firms that are looking to buy businesses. So there is a lot of demand for transferable businesses. So to the extent you're a business owner and have one, you're probably going to be able to sell it for significantly more than what you would have otherwise thought based on the historical multiples of your industry.
Well, come this afternoon. Triumph Bank, thank you guys very much. Tracy Strickland, Rob Wolfe, thank you for being here.
Thanks, George.
And we'll see you this afternoon. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM, streaming live at KWAMTheVoice.com.
Psst, it's me, your heart. High blood pressure is serious.